All right, so I'm back because I went to the relationship phase. So if you're new, I'll and you didn't see the first video, I'll briefly go over the updates, which is the whole point of these videos to show the updates that are coming to the No Love app. So as you can see to the left hand side, instead of it just showing the words dating, relationship, marriage in years that have passed, you have the dating symbol on the top. You have the champagne glasses or wine glasses for relationship. And now you see that there's a one beside that. See, I've been on 8 dates prior to getting into this relationship, and the wedding rings to represent married, and then January 1 to represent a new year. So as those things happen, you'll see that those will increase in number to represent time and your experiences. Another thing that was given as feedback is people wanted to actually see the actual game board, see what the landing spaces say. So on the bottom left, you can click on that and you can press to slide your finger to open up the zoom, and you can literally go through and sift through the actual landing spaces at your own will throughout and during the game, and also see what you need to roll before you can win if you get close to a landing spot. So I'm gonna close that. Another thing that I went over was in the beginning of the game, if you look on the bottom right, if you have purchased the ability to customize your non-negotiable list, you won't have 3 options in the beginning. A lot of people said they would get a random card with a person that they would never want to be in a relationship. So there is an in-app purchase section that now you can pay, I think, $2 one time, and you'll get a customizable non-negotiable list where you can create your own card that meets the type of person you'd be looking for. So that will be the thing that pops up every time before you go in the dating phase. So those are updates that we're going over. Now we're in a relationship phase, so I want to go over the different updates that you all have asked for, and they're now implemented in the game here. So let's go. Okay, so another feature that I discussed in the previous video that I'll share. If you look on the bottom right hand side, after the outcome says okay, when you press okay, that kind of ends your turn. But the bottom right hand side, if you don't like the outcome of your turn and you get frustrated with the game, like you might have a baby or something of that nature, or you're about to go to single, you can actually press that button and it will flip the table in frustration. So that is a feature that people were jokingly sending me gifts of them flipping the board game over because they kept going back to single. So I actually added that as a feature in the game. Perfect. Okay. So um, this is a card where you get to choose. I am going to click no. Typically, if you have a yes or no card, it's basically testing to see if you're getting so frustrated with the game that you're just going to accept something that you shouldn't accept, and you should be clicking no. So I'm going to click no. Oh, actually, before I do that, another feature, some people were saying they couldn't read the cards, so we have the zoom in feature. So you can zoom in and just let it go and read the card, then zoom back out as it says tap to continue or pinch to zoom. So I've done that. But when I click the answer, of course, I'm gonna pick no. When I pick no, this is a new feature. You all said that you wanted more control of the outcomes and circumstances. Whenever you're sent back to single, this new feature is gonna come up. I'm gonna click no, and then it says, "Do you want to save the relationship by investing in self-improvement instead?" Instead of it, whatever the outcome is that causes you to go back to single, you can click yes, and what will happen is if you click yes to save the relationship, which gives you the control that you were saying, instead of it always sending you back to single, click yes, it's going to take you to this menu, which will give you options on you being able to speak to a counselor, or invest in some kind of self improvement where it says avoid going to single. You can buy No Love Bucks, which will allow for you to pay for counseling. This is an in-app purchase. Remember I was saying about my customizable card. I already have one, so it says owned in here. This where it says KL cards. A lot of people are saying that they wanted to just read the cards at their own leisure. This one-time fee of $5, yeah, I think 1,000 coins is worth 99 cents. So basically, a little less than $5. You pay one time, just like you pay $2 one time for the customizable non-negotiable list, and you can go through all of the cards. I'll show you that section later on in another video. But in this case, I really wouldn't avoid going to single, but I'll do it just to show you how it works. So it says you really purchase avoid for 500, and then I'm gonna say yes or never mind if it's too expensive. And because I already have money, which I'll press never mind. On the top right hand side, you see how much money I have in my bank here for my investments, from me selecting however many bucks that I've paid. $10 gave me 15,000 coins or whatever, and then added an additional however many. So with that, you would purchase it, you would click yes, and then you'll see my money go down some. So see how I went down to 14.7, and then I go back to the game, and do I want to use the avoid going to single card? Yes. And I click it, and that pops up, and that prevented me from going back to single. Now, it wouldn't make sense for me to buy it if I had already said no to the situation. I could have just advanced, or it might make sense to you to say, okay, no, but I want to work this relationship out nonetheless, and keep staying in the relationship phase as opposed to advancing to marriage. So actually, me saying that, it to each his own. Maybe I'll pay for the relationship to grow as opposed to advancing to marriage with that person, which is not a bad idea. So I'll show you where you treat your man how you want to roll again. This would be a good time to see. So it's sending me back to single based off of this. Then it says, do you want to save the relationship by investing in self-improvement instead? We've already explained what that means. If it's a landing space, it'll say something different. I'm not going to waste any more money by doing it, but I just wanted you all to see the new features and updates that we have going on, and I figured I'd start with the relationship phase. So now you all have seen the flip the table button as an option when you're frustrated, the zoom in feature,